Hello, hello, welcome. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whenever and wherever you are tuning in. My name is Kiki, and this is Coaching Over Cacao. So, if you are new around here, welcome. I know we've got some new faces and names in the group. So, drop an intro post, share pics. If you have fur animals, we love our fur babies here. Um, I don't know if any of you are into house music, but I stumbled across a playlist on Spotify. I actually found the artist on Instagram, Lincoln Jesser, and he has this healing house playlist where he infuses healing frequencies with house music, and it is very chill but upbeat. So I'll share the link if anyone's interested. So, today I was guided to share about life's curveballs, right? We can't control everything or anything other than ourselves, really. And we are hit with curveballs. Life happens, whether it's finances, whether things break in the house, the car, bumps in relationships, whether that's coworkers, clients, friends, family. So, um, I can't remember where I saw it because I do like to give credit to the artist, but there was a meme I ran across on Instagram, and it was something to the effect of keeping your zen in your own space, like your own house, your own studio where you've created calm is easy, but keeping the peace and your cool when you are out and things are thrown at you is the real test of the progress you've made. And that really kind of hit home. And then I was talking to a girlfriend about something that happened last week. She was like, "Oh my gosh, that would be great. You should share that for Coaching Over Cacao." And I hadn't even thought about it. So, warm beverage. Where are all my cacao drinkers? Drop a one if you love your cacao as much as I do. Two, if you have no idea what it is but want to learn more, I'd love to know. Um, Tea, coffee, all beverages are welcome here. I switched from coffee to tea 7 years ago. Hormone and gut issues, and love the smell of coffee, but I love the taste of cacao and how focused I am. It's a beautiful heart opener, and I get my chocolate in the morning. So, what happened? I It was Thursday. I got up. I was headed to a doctor's appointment. Turned on my car, and windshield wipers started going extra fast. Could not turn them off. All the error lights on my dashboard were on and flashing, and it was cycling through all the things that didn't work, like my side driver warning lights didn't work, my rear camera didn't work, like all nothing worked. Could not put my gear shift anywhere. It wouldn't let me take it out of park. I couldn't put it in reverse or drive or neutral. And I'm like, okay, started Googling it. Like, there has to be a quick fix. Like, I pulled out the manual. I was trying to find the solution. I was like, all right, I need to call the dealership. Like, this isn't happening. I guess I'm not driving. I'm not going to my appointment today. I call. She's very sweet. They don't have any loaners. She was able to get me in 2 hours, which was beautiful. And she's like, so bring it on in. And I was like, yeah, part of that I can't do. It won't, like, it turns on, but it does not allow me to drive it. I cannot put it in reverse, drive, park, etc. This is out of nowhere. Now, this is a leased vehicle, and I had 1 month left on the lease. And was mentally preparing myself to do the research and to go to car dealerships. It is my least favorite thing to do. I come from retail, um, love selling and shopping, and I could sell pieces of jewelry that were twice the amount of most cars on the lot, and people could be financed and out the door in 15 minutes. But I feel like it takes 4 to 6 hours, no matter what dealership you go to, no matter how prepared you are. And I'm just like, so I have a little PTSD, and I've had some not so fun experiences with dealerships. But I was like, you know what? No, this is gonna be great. Everything's gonna work out. I'm just gonna take this one step at a time. And a little part of me was like, well, this is an electronic car. Do they have something in leased vehicles where they like turn it off or like make this happen to force you to come in? Because I had people started to call and email and text me like, what are your plans? Are you turning it back in? Did you want to buy it out? Do you want to come test drive? And I'm just like, hold the phone. Like, I have 3 weeks. The universe was like, no, girl, we're taking care of this now. So They sent a tow truck. It's covered by roadside assistance. Beautiful experience. He was here in less than 20 minutes. So I'm like, okay, let me get the cats a snack because I have no idea how long I'm going to be. And Mark was at a golf tournament an hour and a half away. And I was like, I need to feed my babies. And the dealership wasn't that far away. We get there. I brought my book. I was ready to chill. And the guy's like, yeah, your appointment's at noon. It's like 10:30. And he's like, these are the things that are covered. I've looked these error messages up because I took a whole video of the thing and sent it to them. And long story short, he's like, well, it could be not covered under warranty. You might be charged 200 for a diagnostic, and then you might be responsible for all the repairs before you can turn it in. And I'm just like, cool, let's wait until your mechanic looks at it. I go to sit down. He comes to check on me, and he's like, okay, they're hopefully going to see it earlier than noon. Awesome. I was like, well, I'm here. Is there a salesperson available? Let me look at some new used cars, whatever's on the lot. And I started doing my research. Great salesperson. Was out test driving a car. By the time I came back, they had taken the bumper off and the headlight, and they sent me a video of the inside. You're not going to believe this. Rodents had chewed through the wires in the wiring harness, which was like the main hub of communication for an electronic vehicle. Not only that, they were nesting. There were snacks. They left this little orange piece of fruit, so they were planning to take up shop. I work remote. My business is virtual. I do drive the car 3 to 4 times a week, but I don't drive it 6 to 7 days a week like my partner Mark. And I also don't go very far, so it's not like super hot. So it was just warm enough where it was attracting them. He said I was like the fourth or fifth client that was having this issue. He's like, they use the term rodents broadly. He's like, it could be rats, mice, raccoons. They found baby raccoon in one of them. And I was like, no, it's squirrels. It's squirrels because there have been chunks of like nuts and shells from the big walnut trees in our neighborhood, but they've only been around my front tires, not anywhere near Mark's car. I'm like, that's really strange. So he's like, yeah, you need to get the rodent repellent and spray it under the underwire wall of your tires. And it's natural. It's like peppermint oil and other things. So it's safe. The smell alone repels them. And I was like, oh my goodness. But then he was like, but it's not covered and it could be several $1,000s. I was like, okay, so what are my options? Because the lease is up. I just want to leave it here. I'm done with it. Like, can you shuttle me home? And they're like, no, 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 let's get you a loaner. And I was like, no, she said you guys were out of loaners. Oh, well, let's get you a vehicle that you can like test drive for a long period of time. You have to talk to your partner. Because I let them know, I was like, look, I'm not buying today. And I believe self-advocacy is so important. And just letting them know, I've had bad experiences. I'm here for this. I'm not here to buy. So do not ask me though, what do we need to do to get this done today questions, because I'll walk. And it wasn't a threat, it was a promise. Because I was like, I did walk 2 years ago and I got in an Uber and I left. And then your manager called me back and was able to wheel and deal and come back to what he promised me. So, a couple things that I attribute my level of calmness to. One, I didn't skip my morning routine. So even though it was a crazy morning, I had my client had to reschedule. So I was squeezing her in before my doctor's appointment. I still made myself a priority. I still did my meditation, my grounding, called my power back to me, released and sent back any and all power that was not mine with compassion and grace to their owners. And I spent time in my sauna blanket, which I love. I invested, and that was a To Me Love Me gift 2 years ago. And I didn't spend a lot of time in it over the summer. It was too hot. But I started getting back to 3 or 4 sessions a week. Thursday morning just happened to be one of those sessions. And I play like journey or trance music. I convene with my higher self, call in my guides and guardians, pop into my Akashic records. So I'm essentially creating like a sweat lodge without the peyote. And I'll get visions and answers, and it's this beautiful experience. So I was very grounded. I did wear my fuchsite. I had this made. I don't think she does it anymore, but she's a Reiki master that I met early on in my spiritual awakening journey, and she was having a class about empaths. And in the beginning, it's great to have like talismans or things that will repel and create barriers. Like, I can go without this now, but I love wearing it. It's got a nice weight to it. It's close to my heart chakra, and it's a fun color. And I love how it's open and wire wrapped and it touches me. And then I pretty much always wear my hematite rings whenever I go out. Again, just a reminder of being grounded. And then I have my own spiritual hygiene for protection when I go out. So like I was hearing things, but the way I processed them and absorbed them and stayed present instead of going to catastrophe and going into the future was very different than the me 2 years ago. So it was really good to see that comparison at the same dealership. Like there was a little, oh, I don't want to be here, but then I was like, no, we're okay. We're okay. We are in charge of ourselves and our response. Like we don't need to react to these circumstances. So they really wanted me to get a 2024 new lease. So they even made the guys like move all these cars to find me a white one so it matched the one I had. I did not say I wanted to lease again. Like they just assumed. I know they're trying to make a sale. But I was like, look, guys, I'm spoiled. I love that super low monthly payment that is affordable. Like, I need a car from A to B. My circumstances are completely different. I was in a sales role before. I had, I was whining and dining clients. I was picking people up. Like, I don't have that situation anymore. So, came home, chatted with Mark, and I was like, I don't like this car. They changed a lot of the things I liked, and I was like, it's too big. I don't need it, and it was double the monthly payment. And if it's gonna be double, like it needs to be a 9 or a 10. It needs to be a heck yes. Oh my gosh, I want this. Like, let me figure out how to pay for it. Not, I'm gonna be killing myself, and I don't even love it a little. So I knew he was gonna be back the next day. I looked deeper at the inventory. One of the favorite cars I ever had was a Hyundai Elantra, and that was my baby. There was another fiasco in 2021 where I took it to a mechanic that was not a Hyundai dealership. It was a local mechanic we've gone to for many years, but they didn't tighten the cap on my oil when I did my oil change before I went to my retreat, and yeah, baby died on the way to retreat. Excuse me. And that was another lesson in staying present. So 3 tow trucks, left it at the dealership. That was another diagnostic not covered because it was 111,000 miles. So I was out of their 10-year, 100,000 mile warranty. Awesome cars. Drive. Like, I didn't have a car payment. It was beautiful. But things happen, right? And you're like, okay, what's the message in this mess? Like, what can I take away from this? So I love that Elantra. It had heated seats. It was a smooth ride, great gas mileage. Love that. So they had a they had one Hyundai because it's a Mazda dealership. They had one Hyundai in their used car lot. It was a 2016, so it was 4 years newer than the one I had, and it had heated seats. It had a moonroof and sunroof, and I was just sitting there. I was like, universe, I love my Elantra, and I miss those heated seats. Like, I love them. I would use them all year round, especially like teaching or driving long distances. Great for a low back, and it has a moonroof and sunroof. I've never had one, but I wanted one. It's galactic gray, and I love that because I had my portrait done by an artist last year, and I'm a galactic fairy. So fun and perfect. I've never had a great car, and I went to test drive it, and it felt like home. I was like, because I had my other one for 10 years, and I went in. I was like, I want to test drive this car. They had the paperwork all drawn up. They assumed that I was buying or leasing the one they sent me home with, and I was like, I don't like it. I don't like it, and I didn't want it. And you guys gave it to me, and I took it home because I wanted to get out of there. So I was at the dealership for 4+ hours on Thursday, another 4+ hours on Friday. They worked their magic. The manager totally took care of me. He's like, here's what I'm going to do. You drop this off. We know nothing about it. I'm going to send it back to headquarters. They're going to fix it. We weren't charging you for any of those repairs. And we're going to get you as close to your monthly payment as possible. We're going to get this done for you. I was like, awesome. Great. Let's do this. And then they tried to add all these things on. And I was like, nope, 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 nope. I just want the car. And I was like, look, I don't value any of that. I don't want any of that. I just want the car. Please write it up. I want to go home in my car. So work the numbers. They were within $8 of my old monthly payment. I'm like, done. Done. Love it. So came home with my new car on Friday, and I'm listening to my Spotify, and I have it on shuffle. And some of my Norse like Viking music came on, and I always name my cars. I'm like, what should I name you? Like, do we want a galactic name? Do we want a starseed name? And then the Viking music came on, and it was like, it's Friday, Freya. So my car's name is Freya, and I love it so much because she's the Norse goddess, has cats. I have cats. I mean, there's Viking in my lineage. So keeping your cool, using the tools you have, whether that's crystals, meditation, breath work, it all translates outside of your house, outside of your studio, outside of your client sessions, right? We take it with us. We walk our talk, and life changes. So I even was talking to them because I was a little nervous when it came to the paperwork because the universe orchestrated a layoff for me from my 9 to 5 last May. So I've been self-employed. So I was like, I'm self-employed. This is what I make. Like, I don't know what I'm going to qualify for. It's a completely different bracket than I was in before. They were like, just put this, put this. I love that. What do you do? So one of the guys was asking me about sound baths. He's like, do you do like small groups? Could I book you for some friends? So I left my business cards, talked about like some of the healing things. Like they were so interested. And so it was an all male sales team that was helping me. There was one woman who was on the phone, wheeling and dealing, and I was very happy to see a female on the sales floor in a car dealership. It was like, yes, you go, girl. But yeah, so what has happened recently in your life or along your spiritual awakening journey in your business where you've responded and not reacted? Are you giving yourself credit? Are you celebrating how far you've grown and how much you've changed? I think even in our businesses, we can get on that hamster wheel of that go, 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 what's next? Okay, great, check the box, checking the box, gotta do this, gotta do this. The responsibilities are endless. Our to do list is never gonna get done. Are we taking the time to celebrate ourselves and be grateful for the lessons and the messages? It might not feel good in the moment and it might be uncomfortable, but we grow through what we go through, right? So, how, yes, Christine, you had a Hyundai. I know this is my second one, so I had a Santa Fe as well back when I got out of college. And I had an Alaskan Malamute, and he was 120 pounds. I love that baby. So I really got it. So he had a lot of room in the back because I just put the back seats down, and that was his domain. It was just me and my baby. And then when that died, I got my Elantra. So like they've been amazing cars, and I have really fond memories. So I never did anything to my other car because it was a lease. Like nothing, no personalization. I didn't even put anything fun on it. And I was like, oh, I can get license plate racks. I can probably put magnets on this and advertise my business. And I can do things on the inside. It was gloomy and rainy yesterday. And I was driving it and I was like, I really love this car. It is starting to get a little chilly. So I was like, I got to use my seat warmers. And I was like, oh, I forget how toasty they get so quickly. And it has these like, I don't know what they're called, blue racing lights on the underside because I looked down and I'm like, why are my feet blue? And I was like, ooh, not that I'm going to be speeding in a Hyundai Elantra, but it was really cool. And it has features that I didn't know about. Like it does have a rear cam. I'm like, my old one didn't. So this is 4 years new. It only had one owner. Like I was just like, universe, we went and we manifested that. I wanted all the things and then I got all of that and more. So thank you so much. Love, love, love. The first stop on the way home from the dealership was a hardware store to get the rodent repellent. I sprayed all four wheels. I was like, I don't care. And I was talking to the guy at the hardware store and he said that I'm not alone. He's sold a lot of rodent repellent. So he knew that he was trying to sell me the sticky mats. And I guess a few of his clients that have come in recently have actually had some furry friends nesting in their car, like in the front. Um, so they get in somehow and they're like through the floorboards. So they were actually putting it on the floor and then catching and removing. And I was like, I'm not at that level. I don't want to. I don't want to kill anything. I know I've changed. I'm like I don't even really kill flies. My cats might eat them. Like I grab spiders and take them out, or crickets, or lady, but like anything I can catch and release, I do in the house. Um, but yeah, I was getting to the point where I was going to start feeding squirrels. I got the cute little picnic basket with the spikes that I could put corn on and peanuts, and I was like, yeah, I'm gonna give that to my mom and my dad because they have a beautiful deck and they love to feed the squirrels and the birds. So that's gonna be gifted to them. Because yeah, no, I'm not inviting any more rodents of any kind. And then when I was taking the recycling in yesterday, pulling it in from the curb and walking up the side of the house, I swear I saw a chipmunk. It was this big and it was a dark brown, so it wasn't like a mouse or anything. And I was like, I think there are stripes. And it was like, shoo, 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 shoo. And I was like, we've got fuzzy critters everywhere. And then I did a little what I call rage cleaning on Saturday. So I had all of this extra energy. There were plans that I made that got shifted from Thursday and Friday. Thankfully, I didn't have any clients that I had to move around. but there's my creative days, my admin days. So I was like, all right, plans change. It's okay. But I was on a cleaning spree. So I was vacuuming, I was dusting, I was cleaning, I did laundry, did the sheets, did the comforter, baseboards, you name it. That was Saturday morning. Mark went to a football game, so I was like, all right, I'm going into the backyard. We had a ton of leaves everywhere, and I know they're gonna fall. But we had piles of sticks, and there were a lot of like dead ivy wood that I had pulled off the fence when we moved in, and they'd been there for like 2 years. So there are different spider webs, and I was like, oh, I wonder if that's a nesting ground. Like, I don't want to create places or invite other people or fuzzy, furry rodents to live around my house. So I was like bundling sticks, and I was raking leaves, and I was picking up dead grass. So I was ping ponging all over the yard, and I filled up 4 bags of yard debris. I had 4 big bundles of sticks out, and I was like, oh, I feel so productive. And Mark came home and he's like, it's kind of, I love the bundles of sticks, but why did you rake? Like, the leaves haven't fallen yet. I'm like, it made me feel better. It gave me something to do. I got my workout. Like, I was playing my music and having a good time. He's like, hey. I was like, you know what, honey? It brought me joy. I was outside in the fresh air. I was having a good time. He's like, hey, however you want to spend your afternoon. Slept great Friday night, Saturday night, and then Sunday I just had all this inspiration, so I was getting a lot of the things done that I hadn't gotten done. So, how do you stay grounded in life? What are some of the tools that you use and can incorporate? Do you have a morning routine that is solid, that you love, that you are like, yes, if I don't do this, my day's thrown off? Not in a big way, but we feel different when we start grounded and our central nervous system is at a calmer state. Then the alarm went off and we slept through it. We're late, we're automatically like amped up, right? Those are two different energetic states. So I wanted to share that with you. Please look back, do a little inventory on your own growth and celebrate you. Like, drop it in the comments. Let me know if you're catching this on the replay. What was your biggest takeaway? Like, I would love to know. There's a thread in here as well. I am always open to ideas, suggestions of what can help you as I plan out Q4 and the next Coaching Over Cacao topics. My books are open for healing sessions as well as strategy sessions and coaching. So I am excited. I have a social strategy session tonight, 90 minutes. We book out next 30 days of content customized to you and your business. So I am not a fan of cookie cutter, not a fan of copy and paste. I like to personalize everything that I do for where you are in your business, where you want to go, and we work backwards based on your end goal for the year. So let me know if you're interested in that. And very exciting, we are now offering 2 Celtic Reiki healing portals a month. One was just not enough. Thank you for giving me all of that lovely feedback. So if you want to experience Reiki, Celtic Reiki specifically, in a fun, warm, inviting group space, join us at the portal. Next one is this Tuesday, the 1st, and then October 15th is the second one for this month. So they are aligning better with the new and full moon energy, and I feel as though the theme for this Tuesday is going to be all about balance, particularly as I can already feel the frenzied energy going into my favorite quarter of the year, Thankmas. We've got Halloween, Thanksgiving, Christmas, we have Kwanzaa, we have Hanukkah. I know we've got the election, which adds another layer. So there's a lot of activity, a lot of energy all over the place. So I want to keep you grounded in a great energetic space so you can serve your people. And yeah, let me know how I can help you. I'm so excited you're here. If you haven't already, drop your intro post. Feel free to ask questions in the group. I am not the only one with expertise. Like, this is a collaborative environment. Let's co-create. The only thing that it isn't is a promo group. So no links, no promoting business. If you're looking for people for your podcast, post about that. If you're looking for people to go live with, post about that. If you are looking for collaborations, if you have a membership and you're looking for speakers, there are great ways to stand out and network without the what I call the show up and throw up, where it's like, buy my thing, buy my thing, buy my thing, buy my thing. No one in this group is like that. I know that. But they may be present in other groups. So Thank you for being here. I love you. I see you. I support you. And until next time, friends, get out there and embrace your magic.